I should do bloopers. Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea. Welcome to Little Mountain Ranch. I'm happy to have you here with me today. My kids are laughing at me because I have tried the intro to this video several times, and sometimes my mouth just does not work when I'm trying to film videos, and today seems to be one of those days. We are in my kitchen right now, and I just got all of those tomatoes that we picked yesterday put into the roaster oven, and I got lazy and didn't actually chop these ones. I just threw them in whole. So I'll cook these down until they're soft, then I'll add some onions and some other seasonings and make sauce out of that. And then over here I have some on the stove that wouldn't fit into the roaster oven, and I'm going to do the same thing with those. So big batch of sauce coming later on today. But today what we are actually going to do is go and harvest all of those cabbages out of the garden. So I grow Copenhagen market cabbage for the most part. I also grow red acre and Dedden cabbage as well, and those are a more late season cabbage. The Copenhagen market cabbage are a little bit earlier, and they are ready to harvest now. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I have tried a couple of different methods over the years of storing cabbage with varying degrees of success. The most successful way so far I have found is to pull the entire plant out, root ball and all, knock the dirt off and store it that way. And I have stored some cabbage up until I think it was the end of February, maybe into March. But Tim says that he has been able to store them into June with the method that I'm going to show you. So the first thing that we have to do is collect up some bins. I'm trying to use ones that are cracked and aren't in great condition. And then we are going to drive a couple of kilometers down the road and get some sand. Tim said that you can use peat moss as well. That's actually what he uses. But since I don't have access to peat moss right now and I have lots of sand readily available, I'm going to use sand instead. Does anybody want to come with me?
No.
You want to come? Okay, come on. Let's go. Does anyone else? Do you want to run up and see if anybody else wants to come? Okay. I'm just going down to get some sand from the sand pit. Yeah, if you want to come. They have that rope for climbing up it if you want to come and... No, you don't want to? Okay. We have some bins here, and what I think I'm going to do is just bring a couple of them and fill them right up and then divide out the sand when we get back here. Hi, Maple. Want to come say hi? Hello, Missy. How are you? Such a good girl. One of the kids just called out and said that there are cows in my garden. This happens more frequently than I would like to admit. Not so much that they get in the garden, because they don't often do that, but where they are, where they're not supposed to be. Excuse me, miss? You are not supposed to be there? Poppy! Don't actually even know how they got in. Can you see how they got in? Let's go push out some cows before we go and get the sand. Welcome to farm life, guys. Let's go. Miss Poppy, that is not the way to go. You chase Red out that way and I'll try to get Poppy out this way. Come on. Oh my goodness, they're lucky it's this time of year, because if it was earlier in the season, I would not be handling this quite as well as I'm handling it right now. Come on. Let's go. No, not that way. Oh, okay. I guess you can go that way. Aha! I see how they got in. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Go up that way, hun, so she doesn't go up that way. They got in up over by the greenhouse. I blocked it off now. Should be fine. Yeah, we're gonna do it with cabbages this time. We've done it with carrots before, but not cabbages. Okay, cows are now out of the garden, and where is the van? Ah, there it is. Now we will head down to the cabbage patch and get, I don't know, we'll probably harvest maybe 15 or so of these. Grab shovel. Ugh. Oh darn, you know what I just realized is that I need to get some water because the soil has to be dampened for this method. Hi Skittles, come here. This is Skittles, my garden kitty. Hi, how are ya? You're such a nice cat. The other thing is that I need to find some room in here because I haven't gotten my bins in yet for all of the potatoes. So, oh, I do have some space over here that I can put bins and a few more up over there. So should be okay. Oh, we got all the corn harvested, by the way, yesterday, and I think there's well over 100 ears of corn, which is probably my best harvest of corn ever. I usually only grow it as kind of a novelty thing. Is anyone else finding that there are many more wasps this fall than usual? We are having just a crazy issue with wasps, and my mother-in-law sent me a message last night and said that she, all the wasps were eating all of her fall raspberries, and that's not something that's happened for her before. Okay, watering can found. I also need to get all of these onions bagged up and put into the cold room before it gets too cold out here at night. I have used sand before for storing carrots in, but I found because my root cellar is a really ideal place to store root vegetables, I haven't found that there is much of a benefit to using the sand compared to just putting them in ventilated bins. But one thing that I do know, and I'm assuming it's the same in this case, is to make sure that the sand isn't sopping wet. So when you squeeze it, you don't want water dripping out of it. It just needs to be damp. We had an issue with cabbage moths again this year. Last year they really started to hit my garden with a vengeance. In prior years I hadn't had a big issue with them. Next year I'm actually going to be covering my cabbages and my broccoli and cauliflower with netting. But this year I used BT, which is an organically approved pesticide for worms, and it worked so well. Really impressed. I'm on the fence about whether or not I'm going to leave the cabbage leaves in the garden. The one benefit of doing that is a lot of the nutrients that the cabbage has absorbed out of the soil are in these leaves and will go back into the soil again. The disadvantage is that it leaves places for bugs to be able to overwinter in here, so I'll make that decision when we come in and do the big cleanup in the garden and decide what I want to do at that point. Okay, now to get all of these down to the root cellar. Okay, so now I'm going to avoid getting stung by the wasps. Good grief. I'm going to take these and bury them into the sand. That one I'm going to take up to the house. So I'm only going to store the squash that are looking really good. Don't have any blemishes or anything on them. And then I am going to make sure that they have a little bit of space and they're not touching in the bin. In all likelihood, I will have these particular cabbages used up by the end of November, is my guess, because I am going to be making lots of sauerkraut. I did already make some, and I will make a video for you guys this week on making sauerkraut because it's really easy. And I'll also mix in canning coleslaw at the same time, just because making sauerkraut is so easy. It won't take up a whole video to do that. So I am going to have to enlist some help to actually get these moved in to the root cellar, though that I am not strong enough to do, I don't think. It's one thing that's happens when you get older is you realize that trying to push it and do things that you know will probably hurt yourself is not really worth it, because you end up paying for it for a lot longer than you do when you're younger.
Oh, that one's huge.
Yeah, I know, it's massive.
Filled root cellar.
I know, I don't think we've ever had it. And we don't even have the carrots or the beets in here yet. It is definitely as filled or more full than we have ever had it before.
Have like a shelf right there, Mom.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking about, building one right up the wall there to at least put all of these smaller milk crates in. Yeah. Yes. Well, this makes me feel good though. It's exciting. Okay, I'll walk out. It feels so good to have this root cellar so full. It is more full than it has ever been, which just feels absolutely fantastic. So now I'm gonna head up to the house and make some sauerkraut, and I will film that into a separate video for you. Did you find an apple?
There's like 3 more tonight.
Yeah, go for it. I hope you enjoyed your time here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Bye guys.